If you are thinking about moving to Hebron, Connecticut, this video covers the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the wish I knew stuff. I live and work my real estate life all over central and eastern Connecticut, but especially Hebron, because that's where I actually live. So you are getting the boots on the ground view plus the hard facts. So stick around because there is one stat about Hebron that's gonna surprise you. My name is Jason Boice. I'm a local real estate agent here in central and eastern Connecticut, and I have passions for fitness, real estate, and family life with my wife Jasmine and our dog Holly. On this channel, we're going to cover everything you need to know about upsizing or downsizing in the state of Connecticut. Thank you for tuning in. So, pro number one, living in Hebron, you get this small town feel, but easy access to everywhere. There's about 10,000 residents in Hebron, and it keeps things very neighborly. It's not like overcrowded with a ton of traffic, but you're also not isolated. Your main hubs are, you have the intersection of 66 and 85. That's the east to west and north to south spines through Hebron, and they feed directly to Route 2 for you Hartford commuters. So we're thinking, right, you're about 35 miles or like 40 to 45 minutes from Bradley Airport if you're flying in and out. And you're roughly 25 to 30 minutes to Hartford, traffic depending. Pro number two, and this is one that I love, we're talking outdoor lifestyle. Now, Hebron totally punches its weight for outdoor green space. You got Gay City State Park, which brings pond swimming, mountain biking, hiking, trails, a beautiful place to get out and walk with your dog or your spouse or even by yourself to be in nature. In town, we have Veterans Memorial Park and Burnt Hill Park that covers you for fields, courts, skate parks, playscapes, walking paths, that type of stuff. If you are lucky enough to live inside the Amston Lake district, you get access to the private Amston Lake. That gives you 2 private beaches, multiple kayak launches, perfect for swimming, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, fishing, that type of stuff. Just south of town, there is Salmon River State Forest. Ton of space, offers beautiful river. You got river trails, you got fly fishing. There are paddling spots. A lot of people will kayak through there. And then there is also a famous spot. You got the postcard-worthy Comstock Covered Bridge. See beautiful pictures there. It's a beautiful go-to for fall foliage, hikes, and weekend retreats. Pro number 3 about living in Hebron, the school system. So Hebron feeds to RHAM, middle and high school. RHAM stands for Regional Hebron Andover Marlborough. Now, RHAM High is highly rated on niche and just about any school ranking website you look. We're talking top 30 high schools in the state of Connecticut. RHAM Middle School also highly ranked, and Hebron's elementary schools get very good marks as well. We're talking the Gilead Hill School and then also Hebron Elementary. One of the interesting things you'll notice about Hebron, if you're into data nerds like myself, is that people tend to move into Hebron in their 30s and they stay until their 60s, until their retirement years. It's because Hebron is a great place with a good school system to raise a family, good sporting, athletics, all that family type stuff. Wonderful place to live. And that's why a lot of people stay here until the kids have gone and they're retired and then they move down south or somewhere else. Pro number 4, community and the events. So for that, Hebron Harvest Fair is this town's Super Bowl. I mean, for 4 days, Thursday through Sunday, usually in early September, the traffic in town for the fair is a lot. And you have, livestock shows, dock dogs, where my dog has competed. You get huge crowds, over 125,000 people typically come. There are rides, there are truck pulls and tractor pulls, there's a demolition derby. It is the biggest thing that goes on in town, and people love it. People actually come from surrounding states to go to the Hebron Harvest Fair. Pro number 5, jobs. There are a substantial number of huge employers within 30-minute drive of Hebron. So you get a lot of people living here that work at Pratt & Whitney in East Hartford. You're talking about 25, 30-minute drive. A lot of people work at Hartford Healthcare within their statewide network. And then a lot of people work at UConn. UConn's about a 20-minute drive from here. You got a lot of professors or people that work at the university. Now, let's talk a little bit about cost of living. So I call it cost of living is neither a pro nor con in Hebron. It's pretty moderate. It's right in the middle. Overall, cost of living in Hebron is slightly above the U.S. average, but below the Connecticut average. So you're about 5.5% above the national level baseline and slightly below average for the state of Connecticut. You will feel the normal Connecticut prices when it comes to utilities, groceries, and services, those types of things. Where Hebron differs from some of the surrounding towns is on property taxes and real estate values. Median sale price in Hebron is in the high 4s. And while the mill rate is on the higher side, we're around 37 mills. Right now, assessed values are lower. So on a property appraised at $400,000, assessed at $280,000, you're looking at around $10,000 in taxes. Take that same house in Glastonbury, you're looking at closer to like $12,000, $13,000. So we do get a lot of people in Hebron that looked in Glastonbury because of the school system, et cetera, ended up in Hebron because you still get a very good school system, but the real estate values, you're typically going to get the same house in Hebron that you would in Glastonbury, maybe for about $100,000 less. And then your taxes are going to be a couple $1,000s less. So we do see a lot of people that originally look in Glastonbury do end up in Hebron. Now, let's talk about things to do. We'll start with sports. Now, Connecticut does not have any professional teams. It pains me to say that because I used to love the Whalers and they're no longer here. But if you're into college sports, you're in luck. UConn is literally 20 minutes away. So talk about college basketball powerhouse. The men's team has won a handful of national titles, including back-to-back in recent years. And if you're into women's basketball, they are an absolute powerhouse where Gino Ariema and the women's team has won over 11 national titles. They're a perennial top 10. Now, both the men and women play at Gamble Pavilion on campus, but then they also play some games at the Excel Center. It's just a larger stadium that allows for more seating. Other UConn sports that play on campus that are a great value, talk about like super affordable for a big time sports fan. You got hockey. The UConn hockey team plays at Gamble. They have a brand new stadium or arena. It's beautiful. UConn baseball is there. You also have softball, soccer, volleyball, track and field. Any of those college sports all going on at UConn, and UConn does compete at a very high level. Now, bonus nearbys, UConn's football team does play at Pratt & Whitney at Rentschler Field. That's in East Hartford. That's about a 25, 30-minute drive. And Hartford also has the Yard Goats, which is a AA baseball team in downtown Hartford at Duncan Park. It's actually a great place to catch a game. So bottom line for sports in Hebron, you can catch top tier college basketball all winter. You can also hit hockey and baseball in season, and you got a couple minor league teams that are all within 30-minute drive. Now let's talk about events. You have beyond the Hebron Harvest Fair, there's a bunch of seasonal rec leagues. There's a ton of farmers markets in Hebron and the surrounding towns. There's also regional concerts in Hartford. For concerts, you have People's Bank Arena, which was formerly the Excel Center. That's where you get some big arena tours, plus UConn games are there. That's in downtown Hartford, and there's easy access to a parking garage. You got the Xfinity Theater. It's a huge seasonal amphitheater. You got major summer tours come there. There's lawn and also down below seating. You got Xfinity Music Hall. Very intimate, but beautiful area for singer-songwriter, jazz, blues, that type of stuff. And then you got the Webster Theater. Yeah, it's a larger club show area. From you got hip hop, EDM, a lot of type of stuff like that travels there. We previously hit on outdoors, but that is a big thing to do here in Hebron. There's a lot of mountain bike friendly trails. There are ponds at Gay City and some of the surrounding areas, Amston Lake. Check out some of the ponds around the area. There's definitely a lot of outdoor life stuff to do, especially in the fishing, hiking, mountain biking, that type of stuff. As far as food and drink, Hebron is more about local favorites than like big ticket dining items. Most of my clients actually bounce between like Hebron, Colchester, Marlborough, Glastonbury for surrounding picks. If you want more restaurant options, a lot of people make the 20-minute drive into Glastonbury. They have a huge selection. Now, let's talk cons, because we're being honest, these are the cons. Con number one, Hebron is a very car-dependent area. You're going to drive for most errands. It's not super far away, but it is a bit of a drive, and public transportation is limited. It's about a 45 minute drive to Bradley. They do have a lot of options, but if you're thinking like big international flights, Bradley might not be the ticket and you might have to travel further. Cons number two, property taxes. Within the state of Connecticut, Hebron is in the middle, but Connecticut anywhere is going to be on the higher end of anywhere when you're comparing nationwide, so property taxes are going to be higher. Con number three, weather and seasons. Yes, Connecticut has 4 true seasons. Summer gets hot and humid. Winters get cold. If you don't like snow, we do have a handful of snowstorms in the winter, so prepare yourself. The Department of Transportation does a really good job of keeping the roads clean, but we do get snow. Great for people who like the seasonal changes, but if you want endless sunshine, Hebron in Connecticut, probably not the state for you. And the next con, Hebron is not a nightlife town. If you want walkable nightlife, Hebron's not it. Again, we talked about you're going to need a car. Walkable nightlife, you're probably looking at a 20-minute drive to Glastonbury, a 30-minute drive to Hartford, or like a 45-minute drive to West Hartford. Now, cover natural disasters. Hebron's biggest nuisance is heavy rain. Not that we get it often, but every once in a while we'll get heavy rain and some localized flooding in some low spots. We don't get hurricanes very often, but we do on occasion. We are about 45-minute drive from Long Island Sound, so we do get stuff occasionally. Last big storm we had was Hurricane Sandy. So let's talk about who thrives in Hebron, right? The families who want the RHAM school district. Parks, friendly, neighborly environment, low crime. Those are the people that thrive in Hebron. If you like outdoors and farm or fair events, think Hebron Harvest Fair, those are the type of people that are going to thrive in Hebron. Commuters who want easy access to Hartford, UConn, Pratt and Whitney, but don't want the city life, want nice, quiet, rural, suburban life, Hebron is another good option. So there you go. That's it. Those are the pros and cons of Hebron. If you are a local and you're watching this and you have other comments that I missed, please drop them below. Love to hear what other people are thinking that I missed. If you have questions about the town of Hebron, feel free to send me a message. All my contact info will be below. If you are thinking about buying or selling or moving to Hebron and you want a free consultation, there will be a link to my calendar below. You can quickly book a call. We can either do phone call or Zoom call, find out a little bit more about your goals, how we might be able to help. Otherwise, if you found this helpful or useful, please smash that like button, subscribe, and share it to someone who might find this helpful. And if you want more Hebron specific stuff, I'll link to some of the other videos I've done below, especially those about Amston Lake and some of the surrounding areas. Thanks for tuning in.